one of the city's most notorious gangs.
Critical Thinkers Podcast.
So crack all my life, ever since I was 11 years old. While the other young boy was trying to, in the park, playing football or baseball, I was on the streets getting money.
They label us a gang for coming together for something positive, for a movement to help the people. I mean, I know where I stand. I know I'm not a part of no gang.
We don't have no colors. A lot of my friends, they like to represent their Haitian flag that represent their country.
I like to extend high honors to the ancestors. Those ancestors being the ancestors of the Nile Valley that were responsible for some of the greatest civilizations that the world have ever witnessed. Those civilizations were predicated on the principles of Mac-a-Zoe, which we define as truth, order, and righteousness.
Well, over here, critical thinkers, the truth don't need no support. God made Haitians of the Haiti Mac-a-Zoe. We would like to welcome y'all to another episode of Critical Thinkers. Well, you know our slogan over here, the truth don't need no support. What's good, my brother Jump? What you gotta say to the people?
What's going on, Kester? How y'all doing, social media? It's your main man, Junkie Junk, right back at you, little Haiti soldier. Like for y'all to like, subscribe, and also hit that notification button. So every time we got that gas for y'all to get that bell. It'll sound off for y'all. Y'all continue to be wide open because we got a lot of stories to talk about right here on Critical Thinkers Podcast. Man, Kester, man, it's sure a different day and a different time, man. Man, we already in the third month of the year, and it's going down, man. You know, I've been like kind of paying attention to what's going on, man. It's a lot going on right now, man. And I've been reading a lot of comments, man. They've been wanting to hear from you, Kester. You know, so I'm a little curious about a little situation that went on a time back, man, while I was cased up, man, on the second bid, not the first bid, but on my second bid, the federal bid. You know what I'm saying? Cause right before I fell, dog, shit was looking real good. You know, we was in a great situation. I know I got to talk about that contract, man. You know, we roughly spoke about that contract that
Warner Brothers.
We went to New York to make a deal with Warner Brothers. Yeah, like you said, with Warner Brothers, man, and you know, the ball got fumbled, definitely. You know what I'm saying? It got fumbled. You know, a lot of shit was going on. Back then, you know, internally. Man, a lot of that shit definitely, you know, drew us off track. A lot of obstacles got in the way. And man, it was some shit that happened back then, you know, and it was fam issues, man. It was real fam. And this one of the issues that got something to do with, you know what I'm saying, Mac being locked up. Because, you know, Mac wrongfully convicted right now. Mac ain't even did what he locked up for. So, you know, you
Mac
was
got
out
locked up for trying to be a peacemaker.
You was out here. I mean, I heard it was some peacemaking situation. It dealt with a lot of, you know, real family from the streets, growing up, young niggas, you know what I'm saying, all the way up until young adulthood, you know what I mean? That shit took place young adulthood. I think we was in our 20s, 26, 25, you know, you probably was a little older, about 28. But, you know, you elaborate on that for me, Casey, because, man.
Let me break it down for you. Remember I say it's a difference from being a Zoe or Bozo the Clown.
Right.
So I'm going to tell you a story about Bozo the Clown, Wanu, right? How this whole situation happened.
Sucker ass Haitian.
Lame ass nigga that used to work at the car wash, end up getting a little lit and thought he was a gangster.
Right.
But look how this shit went down. So Wanu must have hit for a little lick, right?
Right.
He hit for a little lick. So he told a few of the homies, you know, Buju, Les, you know, that he was Les, right? He told them boys he was gonna look out for these boys.
Right.
So it was one of them days I was at the crib chilling with my kids. I ran out of weed. So you know what I said, John? Let me go on the block right quick, snatch me some weed, come back home right quick.
Right.
Baby mama come home.
You out on the little,
boom,
sure.
I shoot to the Haiti right quick, jump out, boom. Leles and Buju on the block, right? They say they waiting on Les and Buju on the block.
But Leles, that's the other homie, you know.
Okay, I keep getting them niggas confused, right? Yeah. So they say they waiting on Wanu to come through because Wanu say he gonna break them off, right? But he keep, you know, giving them the runaround. They want to know why this nigga keep giving them the runaround.
True.
So I jump out the car, boom, boom, boom. I see Wanu coming out the cut. He got the pistol in his hand, right? He go confront Buju and Les, right?
So Zoe boy go confront.
He go confront them. So he come and say, I don't got to give you niggas nothing. This my dog. You niggas not putting down on me. But he got the fire on them boys, right?
So he done up the fire.
He done up the fire. So at that time, I'm telling that nigga, look here, my nigga, my kid's in the car. You got this gun. My kid's in the car. I'm telling Wanu this shit, right? Because he talking to Les and them and Les and Buju. He got a gun. I'm like, my kid's in the motherfucking car, right? So he telling them, nah, Kenny K, I don't got to give them niggas no dope. This my dope. I'm not no fuck nigga. I don't think niggas don't try me. So I say, listen, at the end of the day, my kid's in the car. So I get in my car. Buju come get in the other side, open my door, sit in, right? So he out there talking. So I jump out the car, right? But I'm watching Les, right? I see Les lip quivering, right?
Well, he hot.
He hot. I see his lip quivering.
On him and shit, yeah.
And I'm watching him. You know, he went and clutched for the gun, but he stopped, right? He pump faked. I'm like, damn. So as soon as I turn around and Wanu put this gun away, Les just start dumping on him. Bum, 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 right down 6-0. So he shot up the Miami Avenue, right? Boom. So Les and Buju, they peel out. Happily, when he running down the street, Mac and Go-Go, they coming down the street. So they see the clown ass nigga Wanu fumbling in the streets. So they pick the nigga up, take him to Jackson Hospital. Right. You know, he tell them a whole different story. He say he end up getting bust because of me. You got bust because you.
So he done put your name.
He done put me in some bullshit, but he got bust because he was a clown. You don't up on real niggas if you ain't finna use that fire. Right. You don't tell real brothers you gonna give them something you don't got it. You don't play with real niggas. Right. So because he wasn't man enough to tell them boys, you know what? It was only a little half a brick or a brick. I really can't look out. He ended up getting himself in a situation that ended up getting him shot, right?
So he got hit up a couple of times.
He got shot about 3-4 times. So boom. So later that night, right? So he got bust. So them boys peel out. So I'm dropping my worker to the trap. It's about 12:30, 1 o'clock, right? A.M. So I dropped JoJo off to the trap on 5-5. I hear a nigga whisper in the cut, psst, psst, Kenny K. So I'm looking like, who the fuck is this nigga? I see a nigga step out with a fucking hat on with some dreads hanging. It was Les in the cut, right? He was in the cut.
Les was a soldier.
Right, so he was creeping. He was really creeping. So I'm like, damn, what's good, my nigga? On some real nigga shit, he came way to the trap to apologize to me.
Real nigga shit, bro.
For busting a nigga in my trap.
Wow.
So me as a real nigga, all I could do was respect it. Cause that's what real niggas do. Right. You understand me? He ain't asked for that clown to come over there and draw on him. Right. So I did respect the game, but I was more respecting him as a man coming over there apologizing. You understand me? So it wasn't nothing to apologize for anyway, cause real niggas supposed to handle their business. Right. But I guess the fact that my kids was on the scene. Right. Real niggas respect real. Respect real. You know what I'm saying? I always respected him for that. So Wanu was the clown nigga got bust. So Mac, you know, trying to be a peacemaker, you know, and telling them niggas, you know, lay up off the nigga, you know, little situations got caught up. And they end up lying on Mac to get Mac out the way, but Mac is locked up for trying to make peace. Right. That's the crazy part about it. If Mac ain't care about them niggas, let them niggas kill each other, Mac would have been free today. Right. But because Mac wanted to make peace between two niggas, he ended up getting in the middle of this shit. So a lot of people don't understand Mac locked up for nothing. Mac is locked up for trying to make peace in the hood.
Yeah, I think that should be the whole demonstration for Mac, you know what I'm saying? Because lo and behold, if you look at it, you know, they still make it look like they sacrifice the Mac name, you know what I'm saying, as to go down, you know, to be the punishment for all the falsehood they heard about shit that Zoe Pound may have done. Like, you know, they used to always have situations like robberies, murders, and all kind of shit that done happen in the hood, and niggas just be screaming the name.
Mm-hmm.
And they happen to think that it was the Pound that was really niggas that had done been through their own drama back then and was doing music at the time. Because when Mac got scarred, niggas was away from that petty shoot 'em up, bang bang bullshit.
Yeah.
And like you said, the man was trying to make peace for a situation between two homies, but the streets went to screaming his name like he had something to do with the shit. That's where the shit got all confused at, and the crackers already had a hard on for Mac anyway, for his name being in the streets for old shit back then.
Yeah.
So perfect time to get a nigga off his square, right? Get a black brother that you see, you know, got a positive movement behind him, because for the simple fact that all the drama first came out from when motherfuckers was talking about how Zoe Pound represented for the Zoes. So, see, that was a heroic way to go out. They didn't want to hear, oh, you know, they stood up for Zoe Pride and all that. See, that was too good for them to, you know what I'm saying, have a nigga like Mac that had like a background from his youth, you know what I'm saying, going back and forth to juvenile, which ain't had nothing to do with a nigga transitioning to doing music and going positive and trying to go about their life, you know what I'm saying, in that area, you know what I'm saying, with the industry shit. But anyway, he got caught up. So I think the whole demonstration should be free Mac-a-Zoe for wrongly being convicted, bro. You know, here it is. This a brother that's locked up for something he ain't even do, and he ain't even talking about it. Hey.
But you know what, John? Even more than that, even when it was time for Mac to go to court, it was all the buffoonery. They was setting Mac up to lose from the beginning. John, when we went to court for Mac, Wycliffe was there.
I heard how it was, man.
It was a setup from the beginning. So, you know, when you first go to court, they check you. You go upstairs, you go to your courtroom.
Right.
But for Mac's situation, they had 2 checkpoints. When you first go in, checkpoints. They first checked us when we first went in. Then at Mac Courthouse, the door, you had to get checked again. You had to have ID, sign the paper.
So they painted the picture like Mac was like
a mafia like John Gotti.
Leader type.
Yes. So when the jury
crazy,
saw that, Mac ain't never have a fair chance from that, because the way they presented Mac, it was buffoonery. You understand me? And you know, Mac, you know, for his case, they don't have not one piece of physical evidence against Mac. They just got one word of a criminal, a thief, Buju. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that was fire how he got
lying,
told them lies.
Just
man.
Lying on Mac.
That's bad.
Over jealousy.
And the justice system still got that loophole right there where, I mean, somebody could come to the stand. I mean, you could actually come to the stand and lie on the stand. And just to put that name to rest on a note where Mac carried the weight for all the falsehood that they heard about, you know, things that Zoe Pound may have participated in on the street level, which was all lies. So they still want to use Mac as a scapegoat to just say, oh, we nailed somebody from the Zoe Pound, and that's Mac-a-Zoe, the leader. They try to make him the leader. After all these years that, even on the Gangland interview, you know what I'm saying, I watched that interview while I was locked up, and everybody made it clear that Man, ain't no leader.
Zoe Pound was
no
a leaderless gang.
It was a leaderless gang. There ain't nobody.
Not one person had no more authority, more power over
we all
anyone.
was
We all was
homeboys.
equals.
Yeah, we was all homeboys.
Mac made it clear that he wasn't no leader.
One goal, one destiny. You know what I'm saying? And dudes had done transition. That was the crazy part, that they disregarded that. But at the end of the day, you know, justice still got to prevail. You know what I'm saying? Justice still got to win. At the end of the day, he ain't do what the fuck he locked up for. And then here it is. I heard Buju had a case too. So I don't know if he got some type of, you know what I'm saying?
Buju ended up, the guy who got on the stand and lied on Mac,
right?
He ended up catching a kidnapping case in Tennessee.
Right, but I don't know if he got any, you know, if he got any, you know, type of departure, or if they, I don't think they give.
He made a deal. He made some type of deal.
They might have been
that,
more lenient.
You understand me?
More
but
lenient on him for that, you know. But
you know, the prosecutor ended up using that to get him to come get on stand, allow Mac to get Mac all this time. But that's the whole thing. Mac-a-Zoe not locked up for doing something stupid, ignorant. Because like you said, at the time when they got Mac, Mac was in a positive place in his life. You understand me? But Mac being the peacemaker that he is, because you know Mac don't like to see no one being bullied. So he probably felt that, you know, let the little young nigga go with that little work, whatever. But it ended up getting into something that it didn't have to get into. Wanu could have nipped that shit in the bud. As soon as they asked him for what they wanted, he could have said no.
And where was he during that trial, during the Mac case?
Everybody, when Mac got locked
they
up,
turned
right?
their back.
Everybody turned their back. The day Mac got locked up, everyone came on 6-0 and turned in their flag. Nobody wanted nothing to do with nothing.
So the guys that actually had the beef amongst each other, they all just said they don't want to have
everyone. The one that has the beef, the ones that was rolling with Mac, everybody bowed out. Once Mac got locked up, they didn't feel it was no important for them to even get into it. Everybody backed up out of it. So Mac ended up getting locked up for absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. 20-something years standing on his pride, his principles, never ratted, never told on who really did what. Right? Mac standing on
right, but that ain't had nothing, you know, to do with him to have to tell, because, you know, for him to even have to tell, he would have to put himself, you know, on the scene of the crime and had to been a part of what took place. You know, so it ain't even a matter of telling, you know what I'm saying? It's all about his freedom being, you know what I'm saying? Conviction. Yeah, being put on the line, wrongfully convicted, put him at the scene of a crime that he didn't even do. He ain't even there, so he can't even be a co-defendant.
You know, even White Clef, I gotta say one thing. White Clef even came to court for Mac-a-Zoe. White Clef came there with his little church shoes. You know, he said something positive. You know, he tried his best, but they wasn't hearing it. You understand me? They really convict Mac-a-Zoe on his past. Right. The things they never could get him with when he was younger, because, you know, Mac always stayed with a lawyer. Mac always bond out of jail. So they really had something personal at that Dade County Courthouse. They had something personal for Mac. Right. So once they had one known liar, one known rat to say what they wanted him to say, they used that to convict Mac. Right.
So, and it shouldn't be that personal with the law for real, because, you know, justice, like we know it, man. We always said, like, justice was blind. And in this situation, we can see that justice is blind, and it ain't even been no fight, you know, on behalf of that part of the justice system. You know, a lot of people not even paying attention to the justice system right there, because here it is, you know, they could just stereotype you, you know, people could classify you a certain type of way, and they can make the whole America convict you just by placing a title.
And that's the most important thing that these people that's watching this podcast need to learn, that you can go to prison for the rest of your life for absolutely nothing.
You gotta be critical thinkers.
You have to be careful out here.
You gotta think.
You understand me? The world is not fair. I done seen two brothers I know get locked up for absolutely nothing. They had nothing to do with it, had no knowledge of it.
Yeah.
But if those prosecutors want to make you guilty,
Yeah.
they will find a way to make you guilty.
Yeah.
So Mac ended up getting locked up for nothing. You understand me? He's standing on it. But you know, where there's a will, there's a way, and there's a God. You know, he sit high and look low. And one day Mac will be free. One day Mac will come home. You understand me? Because Mac is a political prisoner. Mac is a revolutionary warrior. He fought for the freedom and the respect of all Haitians all around the world.
Yeah, and he was also part of a positive movement, you know, because whenever it transitioned, you know, into the music, into the industry, because, you know, dudes were into even filmmaking and all these different avenues of the industry. And it was nothing but positivity and love being shared at that time. You know, It was crazy that freak accident happened in the midst of, you know, dudes handling their business and taking care of, you know what I'm saying, real live business. You know, that's why it shocked the whole neighborhood, because when everybody heard like Mac-a-Zoe was locked up at that time, you know, everybody was anticipating a deal to come to the table, and, you know, brothers was supposed to be on a whole nother level. You talking about the album was done, all the hot features on it, you know, we witnessed, we saw, you know, all the love that certain cats in the industry was given at that time, and Zoe Pound was supposed to be the next thing coming out. So right between that gap of Trick and Rick Ross, Zoe Pound was right there in the middle, but unfortunately, you know, brothers caught cases, and there was a lot of crazy things that took place, a lot of sad, you know, most of it is like sad shit that took place, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna blame a lot of it on like us, you know what I'm saying, as a whole, because
we was young. When you young, you gotta learn. You understand me? When you're young, you don't listen. You think you know it all.
Yeah.
That's part of life. You understand me? God don't make no mistakes.
Right.
You know, but God, we here today.
Right.
You know, we here to right our wrongs today.
Right.
Thank God Mac is alive. You alive. We all healthy.
Right.
You understand me? I just got off the phone with Mac yesterday.
For
He
sure.
in good spirits.
For sure.
You know, like you say, you know, he got his event. You know, in Little Haiti on the 29th. You know, the Peace in the Hood event.
And we expecting a whole lot of good shit to come out of the situation at the end of the day, because a lot of people count it all done, like, you know, like it's over with, and, you know, everybody speculating, but it's some positivity that's gonna come out of it all. I can see it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that transpired over the years. You gotta understand that, you know, and a lot of the, you know, onlookers and a lot of the followers, everybody that's watching this channel are dedicated, you know what I'm saying, subscribers. You know, y'all gotta bear with us, because there's a lot of stuff that we gotta put on the table. It's a lot of things that happened, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we meant well. I think, you know, the most important part was done, you know what I mean, to stand up as prideful Zoes, you know what I'm saying, in America. And I ain't just talking about Zoes saying that we was just all Haitians. I'm talking about all the homies that stood for the Zoe Pound movement, that represented for the Zoes and for Little Haiti. You know what I'm saying? Because Little Haiti used to always get overlooked, for real, for real. Even though we used to be standing in them trenches, Little Haiti always had flavor. It was always real niggas. Even before the Pound, some of our older homeboys that was rapping hard, you know what I'm saying? And in the game, doing it big. A lot of them older Zoes in the hood that on the low was responsible for, like they said, almost 60% of the dope in the 80s. We was thinking it was the Cubans and the Jamaicans. They found out that the Haitians was moving that heavy Yoda back then. And most of them Zoes had their restaurants right there in the hood. We talking about the Neptune, the War Eddies, the Francois, you know, the Roaches, and all the, you know what I'm saying, the legendary Zoes that was right under our nose. Kenny K moving buku bricks. You feel what I'm saying?
Young. It was one Zoe. They had a I don't know if you remember. It was a cleaners that they put on 54th Street.
Right.
With
Not Mazaka.
Dog, whoever that, I can't remember his name.
Right.
That was my.
It had to be Mazaka.
Yo.
Close to the 54th Street Laundry on North Miami, close to that side.
He kept a nigga flooded. All them Zoes, Neptune.
Yeah, boy, them Zoes was laying low.
Know, I even got a story about rest in peace Roach.
Yeah.
Back in the days when Zoe Pound days, like to be a young nigga on 63rd Street.
Which Roach you talking about?
Rest in peace Roach, the one that passed away.
Oh,
right.
Oh.
Back in the days when I used to be on 63rd.
The one that just recently
passed. Yes, you understand me? One time he came through, I was a young nigga, he wanted me and Kenny to go on a lick with him. You know, back then in the 80s, we ain't know nothing about no lick, no boat lick. You understand me? But he tried to put a nigga up on a big lick back then. And you know, he ended up becoming a big kahuna. You understand me? So he been doing that since the 80s. Yeah, but you know, that situation with Mac was sad, you know what I'm saying? Mac just got caught up trying to help a chin, a booty.
Boongy nigga, man. And I remember them little soul niggas, man, cause back in the day.
You in the car wash.
They had hit a lick back in the days, and they had came hanging around the pound for support. Mm-hmm. And they were acting like they was fam, you know what I'm saying, to Mac them on some, you know, they need security type shit, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man, these niggas really just start hanging around tough. I don't know if the Zoe man and them was still on their ass like that, so they was kind of like...
They went broke. So during the time when Wanu hit that little lick, they went broke. That $1 million lick him and his brother came up on, they blowed that money. Right? So Wanu was out there doing little half a brick licks, quarter brick licks, just trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know, it was petty. It was so petty. That's why when Buju called them and asked them for C, could have told them niggas no. Or they could just shot the nigga a little zone, the onion, let them boys go.
Damn.
You don't play with real niggas. So the one thing I could tell you niggas in the game, if a nigga asks you for something, you don't want to give it to him, just tell a nigga no. A nigga gonna respect you, tell him no, more than you giving him the runaround. Because you give a real nigga the runaround, he gonna feel like you trying him. And if he feel like you trying him, now he gonna want to try you. You understand me? So always stand on your period. Don't be scared to tell a nigga no. Yeah. It's your right to tell a nigga no.
Yeah.
So that's one of the demonstrations how Mac end up getting.
And the moral of the story is too, man, you know, it be little. You know, that's why they say keep them squares out your circle, and it's best to keep the circle small. Because it's little buster dudes like that real niggas gotta sacrifice, you know, their freedom and their lives for, dog. You know what I'm saying? Little loophole niggas like that, dog. You know what I'm saying? That stumble right in the midst of real niggas, bro, and fuck up a wet dream. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, you got to look at it that, you know, Mac held the baton at that time, you know what I'm saying, to take the music to the next level too. You know what I'm saying? Because I had done failed. You know what I'm saying? Olo was already locked up. So Mac was out here by himself at that time for a little bit. And then later on, Olo got out. I'm assuming because by the time I went in, Mac and Olo got to enjoy each other for a little bit, you know, before Mac caught his case. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the things a lot in them brothers' lives that, you know, unfortunately, they always experience, you know what I'm saying, being away from each other. Because if Mac was locked up, Olo was out. And then when Olo would get out, Mac would get locked up. And it was back and forth like that, in and out of their lives. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, they would have a time where they could share their freedom out together. You know what I'm saying? But,
and you know, I mean, to cut you off, Junkie. Another thing that pissed me off with that Mac situation, you know, with Wanu, right? You know how real niggas, you know how we play junk. We gonna stand on, don't crackers pull a nigga over. Who work? That's my work. Who gun? That's mine. We standing on it, right? We ain't letting none of our brothers do no time for nothing that's yours, right? So the shit that would piss me off, I'm watching the fun boy Wanu sit back and watch Mac go through trial and go through this shit without him stepping up.
That's
you understand
crazy.
me? Because at the end of the day, real niggas do what real niggas supposed to do.
Right.
All he had to do was come into court, pull up his shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, that fuck nigga shot me. I shot him.
Yeah.
Free him. He don't got nothing to do with it. Like,
Facts.
it's simple.
Facts.
1, 2, 3.
Facts.
They could have. That nigga sat back and let Mac go to trial and get convicted, and they didn't step up. That's why I never respect him. You know, that's why right now he in Haiti eating out the garbage can. Eating out the garbage can.
Yeah.
Eating out the motherfucking garbage can.
Karma, bro. That's how karma is serious, man.
Them zombies is beating him every day. Okay? And that's, at the end of the day, that's the shit that hurt me. That my brother Mac locked up for a sucker. A nothing ass clown. Bozo the clown. The nigga accidentally got some money and it wasn't built for this game. And so when these characters come in the game and ain't really built for it, that's what happened. So a real brother like Mac got sacrificed for nothing. You know, Wanu know who work that was. It's simple. I'm standing on it. But you let my brother Mac get sacrificed for you. And you wasn't worth nothing out here. He ain't did nothing for the community. He ain't do nothing for himself, his kids.
Right.
So what say the world? But he let Mac, who was out here doing something positive, trying to uplift the community, sacrifice for him.
Right.
So you gotta be careful. So you go back to what you say, when you let squares in our circles.
Yeah.
And that's the mistake that we made.
Right. And on another note, Buju, being, he's supposed to have been a homie too. He a nigga that grew up with us in Zoe Pound. And for him, to be foul like that and to get on the stand and lie, before the public on Mac, that was real foul. You know what I'm saying? And, if he was a real dude, you feel me? He'll stand up today, you know what I'm saying, and sign that affidavit. You know what I'm saying? Just like how they talking about, like in that Big Meech situation, that affidavit. You know what I'm saying? Once you get out there and say, hey, I was under the influence or I lied about that whole situation, bro ain't had nothing to do with that, that would clear Mac straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? So, as a realist, you know what I'm saying? I'm hoping, somewhere, he probably watching this and, you know what I'm saying, he'll come clean and free Mac. You know what I'm saying? Because Mac ain't really got no right to even be trying to explain to the justice system why is he wrongfully, you know what I'm saying, in prison now. You know what I'm saying? Other people should have been stepping up. Like you say, number one, that Buster dude Wanyo, he's supposed to step up and let them know that, hey man, that man ain't got nothing to do with that situation. That's me and this dude. This dude sitting up here lying on the stand. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, karma. You know what I'm saying? Karma is gonna answer back most of the time. 99.9% of the time, boy, you reap what you sow. It's a fact. So we're gonna sit around and we gonna let that thing unfold.
And the one thing I ain't mentioned, I don't want to mention that Buster Ali Clown Adams, but he was around at that time, and it's a little situation that jumped off, but we gonna get into that.
Yeah, that's why that Black Cloud was around.
Yeah, because that clown, listen.
That time, because of that clown was coming around, sneaking around that time.
That clown there, that snake, he always been hissing.
Yeah.
But he played his game. But I'm gonna let you know, we gonna cut that grass, and we gonna let the internet know about that demonstration. You understand me? With
Another time, for sure.
You understand me? Because
we ain't gonna take off.
His birthday almost got canceled too on 6-0.
Yeah, we gonna
they almost canceled his birthday too.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about that on another subject.
For sure.
But today we would like to appreciate everyone for tuning in to Critical Thinkers. This episode today was personal because it was about our brother Mac. Mac-a-Zoe, innocent. When Mac-a-Zoe was a child, he thought as a child. But when he became a man, he thought as a man, he does as a man. Mac is a innocent person that's locked up. And here at Critical Thinkers, we're not going to stop until our brother free. So we would like to appreciate everyone for tuning in, liking and subscribe. Next episode, we're going to talk about the celebrities that we done did a little business with, you know. I got a little dealings with DMX, you know. I done served him a little crack before, but we gonna get in that to the next subject. I appreciate everyone for tuning in to Critical Thinkers, and y'all know my slogan, God made Haitians and little Haiti made Zoes. What you got to say, John?
For sure, man. I'ma leave just like I came in, you know. Y'all lay around for it, you know what I'm saying? We live and direct. We gonna drop nothing but that hot gas. We gonna give y'all the truth, because right here at Critical Thinkers Podcast, y'all know truth don't need no support, and we standing on it. So I'm out of here, little Haiti soldier.